Kanye West has just deleted his ex account after his controversial tweets defending Diddy and admitting to hitting women went viral. In his posts, Kanye claimed that he controls his wife and argued that Diddy shouldn't go to jail simply for abusing women. This has sparked concerns about Bianca Censori. Could she be a victim of abuse? And how does her situation connect to Kanye's recent lawsuit?
Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami. I see he's in Atlanta. So I'm getting a flight down to Atlanta right now and do something. So anybody that's already down in Atlanta that knows him and knows anything about him, I know I said fuck rappers and all that, but right now, I need y'all, man, to like really go and do something. Like we can't, I know y'all think I'm crashing out and shit, but y'all, you see me talking, I'm expressing myself, I'm cathartic and shit. And look, man, please don't, I know I said a lot of shit, man. Just let me go down there and go help this man out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be down there. I'm about to get my flight right now.
Just days ago, Kanye West took to X to advocate for Diddy's release, even claiming he would speak to Donald Trump about securing a presidential pardon for him. Kanye and Diddy have a long history. Back in 2021, Kanye called Diddy his idol and best friend, admitting he still sought his advice. However, this support comes after Kanye made racist and sexist remarks, adding to the controversy. Now, Kanye is framing Diddy's potential jail time as part of a larger conspiracy. Interestingly, the two haven't always seen eye to eye. Back in 2022, Diddy publicly called out Kanye over his White Lives Matter t-shirt during an interview on The Breakfast Club.
And then I was gonna put out these t-shirts today, Kanye or nothing. And then Kanye, my boy, Kanye, my boy.
Now this is where he need the OG talk.
Kanye, my boy.
White Lives Matter.
Kanye, my boy, is a super free thinker. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what he means is like misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes just, you know,
you gotta stop making excuses for him, Paul.
Yeah, no, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that if he did it, like, that's the way he thinks. And so, you know, and I understand white lives do matter, but it's not that. That was our slogan. That wasn't our slogan to go share with nobody else. And so that's the only message. We don't have to condemn Kanye or cancel him. We don't have to go crazy. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be, you gotta understand like your actions, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like we can't be tone deaf.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying, as a people. And so to me, it was very tone deaf. But I'm not condemning my brother, because I like it when he's a free thinker. But I just think that this time is the wrong time, because we don't need to get distracted. We really need to know what's going on besides Instagram. What's going on in our community?
After Diddy criticized his White Lives Matter t-shirt, Kanye responded by posting screenshots of their private conversations, telling Diddy to stay away from him. Despite their past tensions, Kanye is now defending Diddy, downplaying allegations of abuse by claiming that every rapper in the industry hits women. In one shocking tweet, Kanye admitted to hitting women, writing, "Let me start by saying I am, and I have hit women before." Drake said Kendrick hit his girl, but that is not recorded on tape like the Puff video. "I am in LA right now at the Four Seasons. I'm risking my life to tweet this, so walk with me." Drake says Kendrick hit his queen. The world sees Puff hit Cassie. Kendrick is at the Super Bowl. Kanye also tweeted Free Puff, accusing the industry of hypocrisy, saying, "Y'all will watch our brother rot and never say a word. We all watched them try to cancel Chris Brown, and ain't nobody do nothing. I was there too. Chris Brown till the wheels fall off."
Screenshots of his tweets show he posted in all caps, "Free Puff." He then went on to post or tweet, "All these celebrity N-words and B-words is scared. Y'all will watch our brother rot and never say S." He went on to post, "I stood up for Puff and I'm still winning 20 Grammys next year and doing the Super Bowl." He also tweeted that, or posted that, slavery is a choice, which of course got some backlash from other X users. But West seemed to double down as his rant continued with, "What you all gonna do? Cancel my sneaker deal? Cancel my record deal? Freeze my accounts? F y'all, N-words. Slavery is a choice. I am speaking my mind now. I ain't editing S again ever. And he later tweeted, "This man gave his life to us. This is my idol. This is my hero," seemingly referencing Sean Combs. And then there's this one, because he even announced a collaboration between himself and Sean Combs' fashion line, Sean John, saying that t-shirts would be made available on the Yeezy website, seemingly as a way to maybe raise money for Sean Combs or support Sean Combs as he's locked up in the MDC. And he also said that he and Combs would be splitting the profits 50-50, but later corrected himself, saying, "I just found out that Puff is not allowed to make or collect money while he's locked up, so I'm going to send the half of the money to Justin," seemingly referring to Justin Dior Combs, Combs' son. By the way, the Daily Mail reports recently that both Justin and Christian Combs were seen arriving at the hotel that West was staying at in Los Angeles. Actually, it was reported they left carrying packages that contained clothing that was gifted to them by Kanye West. Again, this is according to the Daily Mail. This came, by the way, the same day that West apparently tweeted or posted, "Puff is a way better dad than me, dad, and way better dad than me." He posted a photo of Combs on a red carpet with his children and said, "I wish I had the relationship with my dad that Puff has with his kids." And West also tweeted over the weekend, "Just for clarity, they trying to make an example out of Puff. Me and my brother had our issues, but these white people trying to use Puff to scare N-words. I'm neither scared nor brave, this just me." And by the way, Sean Combs' Instagram account shared the post about the collaboration, writing, "Thank you to my brother Ye." Back to the shirt. The blue shirt with the Sean John logo that was apparently put up, it really wasn't up there for long because it was reportedly eventually replaced by something else. Do you know what that was? A single white t-shirt with a black swastika on it, selling for $20.
Saying all of this after watching the horrifying video of Diddy violently assaulting Cassie is beyond shocking. Diddy repeatedly denied the allegations, claiming Cassie was only after money, yet he only admitted fault after the video went viral. Now, Kanye West's disturbing comments are making people question whether he might actually be abusing Bianca Censori. After all, who in their right mind would openly admit to hitting women? As if that weren't enough, Kanye even mocked Cassie by adding a hoodie to his website featuring the same logo as the one she was wearing when Diddy attacked her.
West put up a photo of Cassandra Ventura from that video next to a stock image of the hoodie that she's wearing, saying the Love hoodie is available on his website. He also apparently wrote in another post, "You have to truly be in love to get to the point of risking everything." Now, in another bizarre post, West at one point over the weekend tweeted photos of Combs at the Grammys in 2000 with his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, and he captioned it, "Remember when J-Lo pulled up to the red carpet with my twin?" Again, strange. Don't know what's leading him to post so much and talk so much about Sean Combs right now.
Reaction to the video on social media, mixed. Diddy saying he takes full responsibility for his actions. Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards is live in Century City near the hotel where the assault occurred. Chelsea?
That's right, Susan. So this hotel has since been closed, but it has certainly become a big part of the conversation since that violent video was released on Friday. As you mentioned, now we are hearing from Sean Diddy Combs himself in a selfie-style apology. Up until now, he's denied all of the allegations against him. Now, lawyers for Ventura were quick to react to all of this, especially this apology video. They said Combs' most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday. That he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words, end quote.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was f***ed up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Kanye West took things even further by tweeting that he owns his wife, writing, "I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke-ass feminist, sir. She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you domino broke boys?" He dismissed claims that Bianca Censori's controversial red carpet look was her own choice, saying, "I don't make her do nothing she doesn't want to, but she definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without my approval. You stupid woke pawns." Kanye's statements, along with his lack of empathy for others, have fueled concerns that he is controlling Bianca, especially since she has always been an exhibitionist, but her current behavior seems heavily influenced by him.
Misogyny storm that he was kind of using her as a puppet for his business and forcing her to strip off against her will. And he also, in this long stream of messages, addressed that and said how he basically owned her. However, she did want to do that and she was going along with it, and almost she should be grateful that she's with a billionaire instead of the majority of broke public. I think that's how he referred to everyone else. And why would she feel bad about acting in that way alongside him? But obviously that kind of pales a little bit compared to this kind of extreme racist rhetoric that he's now pushing on there. And it's hard to say whether he's having a kind of, he's unwell, having a bit of an episode, or if he's just trying to push controversy because he knows it's going to keep him in the limelight and get people talking, even for the wrong reasons. He doesn't really seem to care if people view him in a positive light anymore. He just wants people to be talking about him. A part of me thinks he feels he's too far above this for it to kind of taint him, and it's almost like a god complex of I will say what I want and I'm going to push the boundaries as far as I possibly can, and you can just watch me continue to kind of build my wealth, build my fame. On the other side of the coin, there is only so much you can do. Other people have been cancelled for far, far less than this, and it is true, Kanye does seem to have this bizarre ability to kind of navigate these controversial comments. It's almost as if it's only Kanye, therefore we won't take it too seriously, we'll let him go on. And his business has still been flourishing. He was anti-Semitic in 2022. Many people thought that would see him kind of, at least from a business perspective, drop off, but it wasn't the case. And he might even feel empowered, emboldened by that period to give it another go and even come out with, as we've seen overnight, some increasingly shocking statements. He's asking Donald Trump to basically free Sean Combs from jail, where he's currently locked up awaiting trial for racketeering and sex trafficking. That trial is going to happen in May, so he's hoping now the new president will intervene, get him out of jail and make him a free man. Obviously Kanye and Donald Trump go back a few years now. He endorsed the president when he was elected first time round, and was famously seen wearing the MAGA cap in the Oval Office with him. And then 4 years later, obviously Kanye ran himself with much less success than Don, and it appears now he's kind of bringing back that friendship and calling for a favour from his older.
Kanye West is now facing a lawsuit linked to Diddy, as his former personal assistant, Lauren Picott, has accused him of drugging and raping her at a 2021 party. According to Picott, West pressured everyone to drink, and after just a few sips of the drink he gave her, she became disoriented and lost control of her body. The next morning, she woke up feeling physically ill, confused, and overwhelmed with shame, unsure of what had happened. When she later confronted West, he allegedly admitted to drugging her.
An OnlyFans model who's suing rap artist Kanye West now says that when she was working as his assistant, he took her to a party with Sean Diddy Combs where she was allegedly sexually assaulted. We're taking a look at the latest allegations in her court filings as pressure continues to mount against Combs and his associates. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Now, back in June, we told you about a lawsuit filed by Lauren Picott against rapper Kanye West. and she's suing him for wrongful termination and sexual harassment. But earlier this month, her legal team filed an amended complaint saying she was drugged and sexually assaulted at a party co-hosted by Kanye West and Sean Diddy Combs. Have you heard of him? Of course, because we have been following the Combs case very closely here on Sidebar. He was actually back in court last Thursday, as we reported. This is as prosecutors address the absolute mountain of evidence and discovery they need to go through. During raids on his homes back in March, Homeland Security investigators took away electronics and surveillance systems, which they say contained terabytes of information. They're working their way through it now to determine what is actually relevant to their case. And prosecutors in the Southern District of New York, they accuse Combs of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. The core allegation that Combs used his power, his influence, his serious wealth to organize sex performances referred to as freak-offs. That's when he would allegedly bring in male sex workers who would have sex with people like Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura. People taking part in these, what are essentially orgies, were reportedly plied with alcohol and drugs to keep them compliant and were threatened not to say anything. Now, Combs' attorneys have said that if these freak-offs really did take place, they were consensual, and Combs did nothing illegal. Well, now, going back to this lawsuit, Pishota has come forward to say that Kanye West co-hosted a party with Sean Combs in Santa Monica, California that led to her assault. This incident allegedly happened before she worked for West as his assistant in 2021 and 2022. She claims she was working with a, quote, musician client, who is not identified in the court filing, when West sought them out to invite them to the music studio shindig. Now, Pishota claims that West told everyone that they had to drink or leave the party. Now, after taking a few sips of her drink, Pishota claims that she, quote, suddenly started to feel disoriented, began to slip into an altered and highly impaired state. Pishota says that she doesn't remember anything else and woke up the next day feeling traumatized and disturbed. The amended complaint says that Pishota was mostly concerned that maybe she had embarrassed herself in front of her then client, or maybe even Kanye West himself. Now, Pishota reportedly believed that someone who helped prepare the drinks was responsible for drugging her, but years down the line, when West reportedly fired Pishota from her job as his assistant, he allegedly confessed to her that they had, quote, hooked up at the party after she was drugged. So according to Pishota, West was having an argument with his then wife Kim Kardashian, who was accusing him of cheating on her with Pishota. And Pishota wanted to clear things up and suggested that she reach out to Kim to assure her that nothing had ever happened. But she claims West stopped her from sending the message, saying, we did kind of hook up a little one time. She says he started to reminisce about that party years before, and when Pishota said she didn't remember any of that, he reportedly laughed and said, women love to say they don't remember.
Kanye West has also made shocking comments about his wife, according to reports. Allegedly, he told Lauren Picot that he wanted to sleep with both her mother and Bianca Censori's mother while they watched. This isn't the first time Kanye has been accused of disturbing behavior. In another lawsuit filed by model Jennifer Ann, he allegedly sexually assaulted her while telling her, "This is art. This is full art. I am like Picasso."
They agreed on a salary of $1 million a year, and according to Pishota, she was required to be available to him 24/7. The filing states, quote, at all relevant times, defendant West was aware that plaintiff maintained a strong social media presence comprised of her Instagram and an OnlyFans account, the latter of which was run entirely by an independent management company, and he did not have any issue or objection to it. To the contrary, defendant Kanye West, aka, often boasted to friends and colleagues that plaintiff was an OnlyFans superstar. But that seemed to change, according to Pishota, because she writes, much later in and around August 2022, defendant West stated that he wanted plaintiff to be godlike and asked plaintiff to delete her OnlyFans account. Defendant West agreed to pay plaintiff $1 million if she did so. In further reliance upon defendant's representations, plaintiff deleted her OnlyFans internet account, thereby giving up the annual sums generated from such account. West never paid plaintiff as promised. And Pishota alleges that West would describe sexual fantasies to her via text message. In fact, the filing includes screenshots of these explicit text messages and comments allegedly made by Kanye West. The document also states, West asked plaintiff to get him honey, which is a sexual enhancement and performance honey, to Defendant required that plaintiff always have this on hand and available, and she had to deliver it to defendant in advance of defendant's sexual encounters. By the way, this is kind of similar to some of the allegations against Sean Combs, because remember, investigators who searched his properties back in March said that they found hundreds and hundreds of bottles of baby oil and lubricant. There have also been allegations from people who work closely with Sean Combs, like music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, that Combs would force his employees to carry around drugs in fanny packs so that they were always available to him. Combs is also accused of forcing his employees to set up the freak-offs, which included lighting and cameras, plus the procurement of sex workers and drugs. Going back to Kanye West, though, West would allegedly share details with Bishota about his latest sexual conquests, as well as ones that he had in the past, including the time she says that he claimed he had sex with an A-list celebrity and told her, this person wasn't named in the filing, but then he texted her, "Not sure why that thought came to me." Bishota also claims that West told his now wife, Bianca Censori, that he wanted to have sex with her mom while she watched. This was reportedly one of his kinks, that he wanted to have sex with the mothers of women that he was involved in.
Jennifer Lopez's connection to Diddy is once again making headlines, this time due to Kanye West. J.Lo has been named as a material witness in one of the lawsuits against Diddy. According to a new lawsuit filed by alleged victim Cardelo Smith, J.Lo helped Diddy cover up his crimes. Smith claims that Diddy raped him in 1997 during a party at a Holiday Inn in Detroit, where he worked as a bartender. He also alleges that Diddy recorded the assault and that J.Lo had access to the footage. If she wanted to, she could have exposed Diddy, but instead, she chose to stay silent.
But going back to Cardelo Smith's filing, his notice says that Jennifer Lynn Lopez, aka J.Lo, aka Jenny from the Block, quote, will be called as a material witness and expert to Sean Combs' viewing, possession, and distribution of his sexual assault upon the plaintiff in 1997 and the orders of defendant Sean Combs forcing Jennifer Lopez to remain silent about the videotaped sexual assault of plaintiff by defendant. Plaintiff states that the material witness Jennifer Lynn Lopez, also known as J.Lo and Jenny from the Block, was engaged in a relationship with the defendant Sean Combs during 1999 and 2001, and that the sexual assault of the plaintiff was recorded, distributed, and held by the defendant at his New York residence and recording studio. And during the relationship with Jennifer Lopez, she was made privy to this video that was taken by Sean Combs and his employee Kirk Burrows. She, J.Lo, has known this video existed and was in existence and took no action to make it known to anyone in law enforcement, and that she was even questioned by New York Police Detective Derek Palmer about this matter, and that the report will show that her answers to this tape was and still remains a resounding yes to its existence. And again, Cardelo Smith writes that he wants to call Officer Derek Palmer as a witness because he says Palmer is the one who questioned Lopez and believes that he will have testimony that could help his case. Now, as I mentioned, Diddy's legal team has called for this entire case to be thrown out. Cardelo Smith has filed a massive response to that request that totaled more than 200 pages. Probably half of it was just straight up copies of case law that seems to support his arguments, word for word. It's something out of like a legal textbook. There's so much to slog through, but I kind of want to give you some of the highlights. So first, in addition to the claims of rape and a cover-up, Cardelo Smith also claims and alleges that Combs was violent towards his loved ones. At times, Cardelo Smith addresses alleged threats against his family. Other times, he says Combs actually caused serious injuries to his brother. His response reads, defendant used threats of murder to force the plaintiff to not bring the case to any court of law enforcement until the homes of the defendant were raided by Homeland Security, that the plaintiff knew it was a safe time to bring the case, and that is why we are here at this juncture. And Cardelo Smith argued that fear for his own safety and the safety of his family is one of the main reasons that he waited so long to report the alleged rape, and says that that reason alone should override any issue with the statute of limitations, that these claims might otherwise be time barred. And he also argues that while he's been in prison, fellow inmates and prison guards have threatened him on behalf of Sean Combs.
Former federal prosecutor Neema Rahmani says she fully expects more celebrities connected to Diddy to face lawsuits in the coming weeks. Could Kanye West be one of them? And did he really force Bianca Censori to strip at the Grammys?
So that's that. Now, as far as Jay-Z's concerned, this could really go one of two ways. This might be an isolated one-off case that he has to defend, or potentially it could be a Me Too type situation where other victims come forward. Obviously, we saw that with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. So the coming days and weeks are really going to be telling. And Tony Busby says he has more than 100, maybe up to 300 victims he's representing. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of them also name Jay-Z.
And Nima, if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, a female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on this one.
Kanye West has just ignited the internet with his shocking defense of Diddy and his disturbing confessions. From claiming he owns his wife to openly admitting he's hit women, his latest meltdown is raising serious concerns about Bianca Censori and their relationship. But the bigger question is, how deep does this go? With Kanye now linked to Diddy's ongoing lawsuits and his own troubling past resurfacing, could this be just the beginning of a much larger scandal? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.